Can AI and robots help bring back manufacturing to the United States? That's the question we're going to take a look at today. We're going to go a little bit in depth. So you might want to strap yourselves in for some facts, some figures, and a look at a bunch of data. I'll try to make it as entertaining as possible, but at the same time, I really want to explore this question because AI and robotics are so pervasive now. And the question I want to look at is where are we going in the future and can they help solve the manufacturing problem? All right, in order to have a good understanding of this, let's first take a look at the last 10 years of growth for automation, robots, and artificial intelligence in manufacturing. And over the past 10 years, you can see there's been a steady growth of both automation and robotics in manufacturing within the United States. The growth of AI has a later curve, but it is much sharper and it's catching up very, very quickly to other automation and robotics within manufacturing. Now, if automation, robotics, and AI are already having that large of an increase within manufacturing in the United States, and we're still lagging behind, what are the issues behind that, and what's the push for automation and growth right now if it's already not solving the problem? The three key factors behind the growth of automation, robotics, and AI today in manufacturing. Number one is a labor shortage. We have a vast labor shortage of skilled workers for manufacturing in the United States. The second driver is to reduce cost and to increase efficiency. And the third, global competition. And we're going to dig into each one of those more in depth here. All right, let's first take a look at the labor shortage that we have here in the United States. And really, it's twofold. It's a labor shortage, and it's also the rising cost of wages for workers. Those two things coupled together are what's making that struggle to find good, skilled labor in manufacturing. Now, one of the other factors that plays into it is the aging population that we have here in the United States that's willing to take on manufacturing jobs. The younger generations are not interested in working in manufacturing, and that's just an evolution of the workforce and the preferences of the people who are entering the job market. If the younger generations are not willing to work in those factory settings, then we need to find a different solution on how to get those products manufactured. And within the category of skilled labor, there's a couple of subcategories. One is repetitive tasks within manufacturing. People don't want to do that. So if we can have a robot or some kind of automation do those repetitive manufacturing steps that happen over and over again, then we don't need to rely on a human to do it. The other one are dangerous tasks. We don't want humans doing the dangerous tasks if we don't have to. If we can come up with some kind of automation or a robot or something that can perform those tasks that otherwise would be harmful or dangerous for a human to do, then we want the automation or robots to handle those tasks. Now, one of the statistics that I read in researching this particular topic for today was Deloitte and the Manufacturing Institute have come out with some numbers recently, and they're estimating that there will be 2.1 million unfilled manufacturing jobs by the year 2030. That's only a handful of years away, and we're already behind in a labor shortage right now today. That's going to increase from today to the 2.1 million that it is, or that they're projecting it will be in 2030. Now, the second driving factor for the automation growth today in America is the reduction of cost, efficiency, and even quality over what a human manufacturing workforce can do. By using automation and robots in manufacturing, you can significantly reduce the amount of errors and waste that you have and increase your quality. So that's one of the driving factors every for-profit company wants, right? They want better quality, lower cost, better efficiency, less waste. All of those things can be achieved by using automation and robots. The other thing is you get a 24/7 workforce. They don't take potty breaks. They don't take holidays. They are willing to work the wee hours of the night. Again, it goes around efficiency and being able to produce more and more products. The third factor for more automation in the United States is global competition. And now for this one, we're actually going to break it into two subcategories. So the first one is the US wants to be able to be competitive in the world marketplace. The world, whether we like it or not, is a global marketplace right now today. And we want things that are manufactured here in the United States to be competitive out around the rest of the world. Now, I'm going to give you an example, and you may not even have heard of this before, but do you know what the largest producer is of electric cars in the world? Now, if immediately your mind went to Tesla, well, they were, but they're not anymore. The largest producer of electric cars in the world right now today is a company called BYD, and they're out of China. In the last 5 years, they have grown their market share to beat out Tesla as the leader of electric vehicles in the world. Now, here's some other facts about the cars that BYD produces. They're about the third of the cost of a Tesla. They're more luxurious than the Tesla vehicles are. And currently, they have a technical advantage over the Teslas as well, with more technology packed into their cars than what Tesla has. Oh, and one more thing, their battery life and their charging are both better. They charge faster and they go farther. Now, in order for us to be competitive against a company like that in the global marketplace, we need to be able to reduce our costs down through automation, through robotics, through AI, as well as enhanced skilled labor in the workforce. Now, the second half of that global competition is manufacturing here in the United States for the United States, right? We want to be able to manufacture our products here, but have them inexpensive enough so we can compete against those products that are coming in from overseas within the United States. And this is kind of where it all ties into the tariffs and the tariff wars that are going on right now between the US and China. And I think, whoop, we're going to grab the markers and some paper and maybe do some drawing. All right, how can AI, robots, and automation help move manufacturing back to the United States? Well, let's see if we can work through it. So here's the US, and the US is building a product. And the US can build and sell that product in the US for $2,000. It's a wonderful, amazing, incredible product. Everybody loves it. They're selling like hotcakes. $2,000 is the price of that product being sold in the United States, and that covers all the costs from retail all the way through manufacturing. Now, in comes an overseas competitor. Now, I'm going to use China as an example because they are the country that we are currently having the largest issues with as far as manufacturing and tariffs and everything goes. And China can also build this product. They see that the market's hot. They want in on this market over here. They've got the infrastructure to build this product. They start building this product, and all in on this product, when they ship it over to the United States, they can sell it for $1,000 in our market. So in our market in the United States, China right now has the competitive edge on this particular product because they can manufacture it, even with the shipping and everything, so much cheaper than what we can in the United States. It gives them a huge competitive advantage. Now, what the US government does in many of these situations is it will apply a tariff to this product. And let's say this tariff happens to be 100%. And so the $1,000 that China can produce this for, plus a 100% tariff coming into the United States, makes the cost of this product right now at $2,000. Now, this tariff that is applied to this product as it comes into the United States is not paid by the manufacturer over here in China. This cost, this tariff, as it enters the United States, is paid by an importer. So they're paying the 100% tariff. They're also paying the $1,000 to the Chinese company for the product. So all in right now, that importer, their cost of this product is $2,000. Now, they also need to make a profit, and usually the retailer that they're working with needs to make a product. So this product will be priced up even higher. So let's say they're each going to add $100 onto that to cover all their costs. And this product can now go into the market in the United States at $2,200. So that makes this product that was manufactured in China much more in line with what the United States manufacturing is, and gives us, again, a little bit of a competitive edge by applying that tariff to the product as it comes into the United States. Now, this tariff right here is paid by the importer. This tariff, this block of money right here, this what works out to be $1,000 in tariffs, is not paid by the company in China. It is paid by the importer, and the importer pays the U.S. government. And this is considered a tax. So this 100% tariff is paid by the importer, which is usually a U.S. company. And they pay the government and pass that cost on to the consumer in the product. And now the consumer in the US, they have the choice of either product, but because of the tariffs being applied to the products coming out of China, they are now a more expensive product than what the US can sell it for. Now, to get back to my question, how can AI, robots, and automation assist? Well, if we were to take a look at this process right here in the United States, and we start applying to this manufacturing process AI and robots and automation to this process to make it more efficient, bring these prices down as far as the manufacturing of this product goes, we could bring this cost down to be much more competitive, and we wouldn't have to have this tariff. Usually tariffs are applied temporarily or for a certain product that we just cannot produce at the same rate that somebody else can, shipping it into the United States. This tariff process will give a little bit of a relief then to the U.S. company to give them time for the retooling or the remanufacturing or the relocation, whatever the process is, to bring the price down in their manufacturing process to get more in line with what China can do. Now, there's certain things that we just cannot compete with China. One of them is labor. So if we're looking at labor in China versus labor in the United States, we're always going to be more expensive. So that's one area where automation or robots could really assist over here in the United States is by those labor costs. So when we look at tariffs, tariffs work for the US economy, for the US market, to help drive down the cost of that manufacturing through automation, through technology, through whatever means we have possible to drive down those manufacturing costs. But it's not going to solve the problem of the global marketplace and trying to sell our products abroad. In order for us to sell our products to another country, we need to be just as competitive as other countries are when they manufacture the same type of products. To come all the way around back to the question that we asked at the very beginning of this vlog, can AI, robots, automation help solve the issue of manufacturing here in the United States? Yes, absolutely they can, and they already have been. And if the trajectory continues, it'll just grow and grow and grow. AI, robotics, and automation can help solve all three of the main problems that are driving costs up in the first place. A shortage of workforce. If we don't have the workforce here in the United States to manufacture it, automation, robots, AI can help us solve that problem. When we're trying to increase efficiency and reduce errors, again, automation can help solve those problems. And when we're looking at the global marketplace, whether it's competing within the United States of products coming in or competing on the global marketplace to get our manufacturing costs down, automation can absolutely help with that as well. So the answer to the question is yes. Yes, it can, and it is already. I think the next question is, how fast can we make it all happen? How fast can we get those manufacturing costs down using automation, using AI, and using other tools? Because in order to switch our workforce over to those tools, there is an upfront cost. There is an investment that the industry, that the manufacturing companies have to make in order to get those robots, in order to get that automation line going, in order to install the AI tools that are going to help. All of those are upfront costs and investments that have to happen. They don't happen overnight. They happen over a long period of time. And then once they're up and running and the infrastructure is in place, that's when the real benefit of all of the AI, robotics, and automation comes into play that's in the manufacturing industry. Now, I hope this was helpful. I realize it's a little bit of a departure from the normal AI type vlogs that I have been doing. I've been doing much more entertainment type style stuff. This was much more of a news, in depth, and kind of looking at some stats, statistics, and how things work. But I hope it was helpful. And I hope you learned something along the way. I know I sure did. just doing the research for it. But that's where we're going to cut it off for today. This is April 24th, 2025. This is vlog 114. I'm Dave. This is Old Dad Studio. And hey, we'll see you tomorrow.